Good morning, everyone. This is State Climatologist Gary McManus with your Mesonet weather report. Okay, we're at the end of the year. That means it's time for one of our favorite Mesonet graphics, and that is the 2024 year in extremes for the Oklahoma Mesonet. So we go through all of our 120 sites, find the craziest extremes, and for Oklahoma, you know, that could be just about anything. Every year we have crazy extremes, and we put it on a map and show it to the public. So let's take a look at that map, and we can go through a few of those that really stand out. Okay, here you see the Oklahoma Mesonet Extremes map for 2024. Let's start out in the Panhandle. We see those rainfall amounts. You know, that 7.67 inches of rainfall from Goodwell on June 19th. That 24-hour rainfall total is a 1,000-year rainfall total. So really a lot of rainfall during that event. And, you know, the day before we had 3.62 inches of rainfall at Hooker in an hour. So that rainfall was the extreme of all extremes. We had water in Lake Optima, lots of flooding out in that region, especially in Texas County. And I can show you the rainfall map for that time frame. Again, this does point out that it was a 1,000-year rainfall. We had lots of 7-inch amounts, 6-inch amounts in that radar-derived product. You can see 7.55 inches at Goodwell. Again, that's a 24-hour. I can actually show you a map of that rainfall event. Again, you can see out in the eastern and central Panhandle, we had 5 to close to 8 inches of rainfall. So, and again, a lot of that fell in just the 24-hour period. In fact, much of that fell in the 12-hour period. Staying on rainfall, we had the greatest statewide average November rainfall in state history with 7.84 inches. We just went over that a few sun-ups ago, but we can talk about it again. You know, our previous highest November rainfall total was November 2015 with 6.05 inches. We absolutely blew that out of the water. One of the differences between 2015's record rainfall total, and I can show you that map right now, the difference between 2015 and 2024 is this rainfall was much more widespread, at least on the heavy side, whereas in 2015, that was really across the southeastern half of the state where they had extreme rainfall amounts. A little bit higher, but this one was more widespread across the state. Now, it is winter right now. It just doesn't feel like winter, but boy, did it feel like winter back in January when we had the lowest wind chill value for 2024 at Bonita, basically minus 27 degrees, and the lowest air temperature on that same day was minus 15 degrees at Bonita. So Bonita had a couple of unwelcome records, at least for those folks. You know, we did actually see some of the coldest weather we had seen in Oklahoma since that February 2021 deep freeze. So we're not having winter now, obviously, but we definitely had it back about 11 months ago. We had a lot of mild weather in summer, just like we're having mild weather into winter. So cooler in the summer, warmer in the winter so far, but we did have those high temperatures really get in the extreme range once again. We had the highest air temperature of 113 degrees from Freedom on August 24th. So not a shock that we had extreme weather in 2024. I guess we'll just wait for the next year when we have more extreme weather, and we'll show you that map a year from now. That's it for this time. We'll see you next time on the Mesonet Weather Report.